This morning here shortly on how many Americans have lost their job over the past week as the economy struggles right now. Economists predict today's jobless report will show another 4.5 million Americans filed for unemployment just last week. That's slightly down from the 5.2 million the week before, but if the prediction is correct this morning, a record 26.5 million Americans total will have filed for unemployment in the past 5 weeks. Incredible. More money for coronavirus response and small business loans is expected to get the final stamp of approval today. And the president just did a 180 on Georgia's governor who's decided to reopen business for non-essential business. Tracy Potts has the latest.
A final vote this afternoon on $484 billion in coronavirus relief, most of it for small business loans.
And I am confident that we will be able to do that.
Closing loopholes so this time more money goes to America's mom and pop stores.
They miss the little guys.
Many of those businesses, barbershops, hair and nail salons, bowling alleys, are reopening in Georgia.
We can't hide in fear the rest of our life.
President Trump backed Georgia's governor.
He's a very capable man. He knows what he's doing.
Then reversed course 24 hours later.
I disagree strongly with his decision to open. Is just too soon. I think it's too soon.
One of several mixed messages coming from Washington on testing.
If we want to open our economy, the key to that is testing, testing, testing.
Not everybody believes as strongly as some people in testing.
The CDC.
Totally misquoted.
I'm accurately quoted.
And whether COVID-19 will make a comeback this fall.
We will have coronavirus in the fall. I am convinced of that.
It might not come back at all.
Georgia's not alone. Michigan may loosen restrictions.
It's time to reevaluate the stay home, stay safe order.
As America navigates how to get back to business safely. Health experts are now looking at not only how long COVID-19 could last, but how long it's been here. New reports suggesting the virus was circulating in the community as early as December. Tracy Potts, NBC News.
Well, California is taking a small step toward reopening. Hospitals are resuming scheduled elective surgeries. You don't hear about it a lot, but hospital budgets have really been hurting now because they make most of their money on elective surgeries, which were all canceled. California's governor says this is the first significant change to the state's stay-home order that has been in effect now for more than a month. Meme?
Several oil tankers are sitting in Puget Sound waters just waiting. The Western States Petroleum Association tells King 5 tankers are sitting idle around the world because there's too much of it and no place to store it. A spokesperson says it will probably be this way until people start driving to work again. Washington has 5 oil refineries that are all in operation. It is happening all across the country and at grocery stores right here in our state. Disposable gloves ending up just strewn in parking lots, leaving a mess for store employees. King 5's Carol Fallon is in Kent, and she tells us you may be overdoing it with the gloves.
So a lot of us are looking like this these days when we go to the grocery store. We've got a mask covering our face, gloves on our hands, all to keep us safe from getting the coronavirus. But the fact is, a lot of these are actually ending up here instead of in the garbage can. Grocery store employees are picking up the mess, most of them protecting themselves in the process. A professor for the School of Public Health at the University of Washington says it's not very likely that employees will get coronavirus from dealing with this kind of litter, but she did say you could be doing more harm than good if you are wearing gloves to the grocery store.
If you don't take your gloves off properly, you can actually contaminate yourself in the process. The likelihood of you acquiring COVID-19 from going to the grocery store is very minimal. It can actually be more of a hazard. And there's other kinds of infections out there that you might pick up inadvertently by mishandling gloves.
Dr. Roberts did say leaving gloves in parking lots will do more harm to the environment than other people. She says if gloves get washed into our water system, it can contaminate the environment and be harmful to wildlife. So don't leave your garbage on the ground because then people have to pick up after you. From Kent, I'm Kira L. Fallon, King 5 News.
Well, plenty of people eager to get back to work, but experts need a way to track where you have been and with whom. A new app developed by the University of Washington and Microsoft is expected to now help that. King 5's Callie Greenberg standing by live this morning at UW with details about this. Good morning, Callie.
Good morning. So we're hearing a lot of terms when it comes to reopening the economy, one being widespread testing, the second being contact tracing. Now, this app is designed to help with that, to alert people who may have had contact with someone who tests positive for coronavirus. The app is called COVID Safe. It was designed by UW as well as volunteers with Microsoft. Now, the app works by alerting someone about potential exposure to coronavirus while also giving them tips about how to manage symptoms, order a test. It also allows you to log your symptoms, which is extremely important for someone who has the virus. Now, privacy is something that has made these apps so controversial, but this app, while it does require Bluetooth tracking and location logging, developers say the best thing about the app is it is completely anonymous. It actually works by assigning each user a private code that changes every 15 minutes. Therefore, you don't have to worry about someone tracking your location all the time. Now, people will need to mark whether or not they've tested positive on the app. Therefore, the app can then notify whoever has it downloaded. Developers also don't expect everyone to download an app on their phone. So it's not a perfect system, but what they are saying, it is a tool that can be used hand in hand with public health departments doing their own contact tracing and can really help the general public. Now, the app is available for Androids in a demo mode. What they're asking people to do, if you have an Android, download the app, test it out, and you can actually send them back you can send them feedback. Therefore, they can get the app going for the general public, because we all know time is of the essence as we look to reopen the economy, with contact tracing being something very important. In Seattle, Callie Greenberg, King 5 News.
Thank you, Callie. The city of Tacoma kicked off a program to help people pay their rent. The city will offer awards of up to $1,000 per household. Potential recipients have to apply and will be selected through a lottery system. The deadline to apply is May 6th. State Superintendent Chris Rakedahl will be providing students and their parents a little clarity on just what to expect as this school year comes to a close. Today at 12:30, Rakedahl will outline the current status of schools across the state and answer questions in a webinar, including what options are available to students who get incomplete grades. He'll also address the district's efforts to provide access to technology, meals, and childcare to students and their families. You can text the word CLASS to 206-448-4545 and we'll send you a link to register.
Mimi, we're getting some new information this morning from the Bronx Zoo. It now says 7 more big cats have tested positive for coronavirus. This comes just weeks after the zoo announced a tiger contracted COVID-19. 4 more tigers now and 3 lions also have the virus. The zoo believes the animals were infected by an asymptomatic employee. So the lesson learned here, even though your pets are animals, you need to be social distancing from them as well. In New York, 2 house cats also tested positive for coronavirus, and these now are the first confirmed cases in domestic animals. Experts now believe animals can get the virus from humans, but say there is little risk of humans getting COVID-19 from their pets.
Your biggest concern is definitely people more than pets. And if your pet does have it, you probably gave it to them.
This serves as a reminder to limit the contact with your pets and with other people, and that includes keeping your cats inside and dogs away from dog parks. And if you're sick, don't touch your pets or anyone else's. Bottom line, treat your pet like any human member of your family to keep them safe. Interesting stuff. They're answering a lot of people's questions, Meme.
Yeah, people have a lot of concerns about that. Right now, so many families are also getting worried about getting food on the table, and let alone trying to feed their pets. So King County wants to remind you, help is available if you need pet food during these tough times. Regional Animal Services of King County is hosting pop-up pet food banks like this one in Enumclaw. So you can look for locations and times on their website and social media. The Washington State Fair released a statement on Facebook today saying that it is still moving forward with plans to do the Puyallup this year. Although it does say the fair will likely be modified, but at this point the fair is still on, Jake. Still a chance for you to ride the roller coaster in September.
You know, I was thinking about that yesterday. It makes you wonder about some of those rides when you're kind of packed in there pretty tightly, but
pretty sure that's what they mean by modifying the fair. Won't be quite the same.
Yeah, as long as they have the scones, we're good.